I was, of course, taking notes the entire semester, because I knew that I would need them for the exam. What the instructor failed to tell me was that the exam would cover material not in class, material in the textbook. A textbook which I did not read because I did not buy it, because it was $100. And that was why I failed the class in spite of my notes, and vowed that if the college bookstore was going to commit so much crime, I might as well do the same. And this concludes another chapter of Notes for a Happy Wedding by Emily St. Charmaine. Perhaps we'll continue that next time. Welcome to another Purblind Gamer stream. It's been a wild weekend for me. Also for the Dave Clark 5, of which I am not a member, even though my name is David. But I hope everybody else had a good weekend. Shit, it's almost over and there's more stuff I should do. But after missing yesterday's stream, I couldn't miss this one too. I only have like a couple hours, and I hope we can finish the game in that amount of time, because I like the story and I want to see how it ends up and where it goes. It all depends on how smart I am about figuring things out. See also me not noticing the tiny white circle, which was in fact a heat sensor. Triggering fire alarms. Good times. But thank you to everybody who came out to my last couple of streams. On Wednesday, we continued Doom 2016, the reboot, and on last Sunday, we started TRILBY'S notes for my 500th stream special, and it was a good time. Yeah, I should tell you guys more about my life, and then I'm like, a lot of it's dull. Also, I need to get it in order. I'll tell you about my life when I get it in order. So give me, I don't know, 10 years? Yeah, 10 years. Oh yeah, and I think I mentioned it last time. I extended the community challenge, because I hadn't been mentioning it as much as I usually do, or letting people know that it had started, and it was just intended to be a short one, but then I felt like I wasn't giving it a fair shake, and people had already contributed points, and oh, cool thing happened. I had I uploaded my stream of Insanity Souls, and the developer found it, and said, yeah, sorry about that bug, the source code for the stream, or for the game, was corrupted, so I couldn't fix it after someone pointed it out. But I really enjoyed watching your video, and thanks for playing the game, and I hope you'll play the sequel. I learned a lot, and think it's a lot better. So that was really nice. I like it when the developers see my videos, so maybe I will give that one a try. I was enjoying the game until the whole game-breaking bug right before the end kept us from finishing it. and I do enjoy sometimes playing like different games by the same developers and seeing how their style changes over the years. See also Hauntings of Mystery Manor and Haunting at Cliff House. So that's, yes, to catch you guys up to speed on the story. We play as Trilby, the protagonist from 5 Days a Stranger, and he's still troubled by nightmares about the horrible incidents from the first game, and he recently discovered the body of one of the other people who survived the house. She was murdered, and he's been recruited by this sort of government agency that looks into strange and paranormal things. And he's been sent to this a sort of a convention, a small convention on a hotel on a small Welsh island, where there are some artifacts from the fire that destroyed the Defoe mansion in the first game, including the mysterious idol that basically let the spirit possess Trilby and made him kill people. But once he get there, he discovers that this hotel, there are multiple versions of the hotel. There's a sort of nightmare version that exists at the same time, and he switches back and forth between them and suffers some symptoms of insanity and different visions, and is trying to figure out what's going on. And apparently there was a lot more going on with Defoe Manor than just the ghost of which is John Defoe, who was beaten to death, and then killed his father and brother, and continues to seek revenge. There's some entity that was connected to it through the wood that was used to make the idol, and it's called the Tall Man or the Prince, and serves some very dark godlike entity. And we've been seeing flashbacks that trace the history of the idol, seeing it in Defoe Manor when it was used to beat John Defoe to death, and in when it was carved on a ship out of a shipping crate, and before that when it was a harpsichord, and when the tall man inspired a man to create a deranged religious cult that sort of worshipped him. And I believe it was right after that flashback that we left off. There's a lot of story crammed into this short game. It's good. I do still have well, my cold came back, so a renewed cold. Let's hope that we don't have any stream crashes today. Really lovely. Resume. I'm supposed to be working on my resume. Yes, and before the harpsichord, the wood was at there's an inn called the Unicorn. Shoot. Yeah, Speedy Cola. Where do we have that? Huh? Shoot. Damn it, I think we saw a note just before this. I should have rewatched the end of my last VOD. Wasn't there something to read previous notes? Maybe not. Is there a reason for me to be out here? Actually, I think we've found everything here. His body is here, his soul is not. We don't know where Siobhan ended up after we kicked her and knocked her out. kind of nice if you could, like, double tap to walk at double speed. There's bloody messes. From somewhere to the west, I heard the familiar sound of a door being unlocked. Yeah, you would know what doors being locked sound like. Lankman, wait! He's the other agent. Not in this version of the hotel. Hey, Toasty. How are you doing tonight? Saw you were co-streaming with a couple people the other day. How did that go? I'm sort of lurking. You guys, please go check out Toasty. He's a retro streamer. Just okay. Oh, work was blowing up, so you were like, pretty busy, and I need some time to wind down. Four Swords Adventures. Were you able to get everything done with work, Toasty? Oops. Oh, you're monitoring money printer software and it went down. That sounds bad. What had once been a kitchen was now some kind of torture room. I found myself wondering whether it was used for extracting information or merely to entertain the alternate hotel's hellish proprietor. The host equipment stopped being a computer for about a minute. So once you figured out that, was it easy enough to fix things? Who is the hotel's proprietor? There was an interesting imprint of blood on the north wall, suggesting that the flayed victim had been hurled against it. A recurring theme, like victims being thrown with lethal force at something. Oh, we were able to get it fixed earlier and then figured out what had caused it. Oh, right. This register's catalog press is different than my system normally because Udex also uses caps lock. A horribly tormented soul was still lying on the central counter, limbs arranged badly from spasms of agony. It's still a body. Like the limbs are stripped almost to the bone. The preparation counter was spattered with the blood of the poor wretch occupying the central surface. Oh, they're panicked because the reason it got broken by the computer, the host computer, is really important. But now it's like, even if it only died for a minute, I guess they have to figure out how to make sure it doesn't die again. The oven. The oven, the sole remnant of the kitchen's former usage, was stained from the inside with desperate handprints. Oh, so one host computer is like bricked, but it runs from two hosts. Gotcha. Oh, that's smart, having two computers, so if one does die, it can recover and keep going. A window? The sole window looked out into an orange-tinted backyard in a state of advanced disrepair. Orange-tinted backyard, huh? Perhaps they grow a lot of oranges in Wales. Yeah, that sounds like the climate for it. Oh, I gotcha. So it's like the Toyota factory runs like on your setup, so and yeah, that's terrifying that the whole factory could go down. And this man reaches to pull one cord. The emergency door refused to budge. It appeared to be jammed. I wonder how Lincoln got the key to the kitchen. I took another pill and waited for the anxiety to lift, but it did not. To my unending concern, I realized that the decay of the alternate hotel had spread either to me or to the pills, and they no longer worked. I had to find a way to restore them, their effect, or at least another method of calming myself. This is bad. Global assembly line control. Okay. That handles all the components. Oh, you, like, handle part of the global assembly line in Canada. But the parts you handle require a lot of hardware. Is this a doorway? Ooh. What is that? Little marbles rolling around. This concludes the text of the notes found at the Clanbronwyn Hotel on August 4th. At the time of writing, Trilby remains missing in action. I think we died. So it's like the whole like Toyota operation worldwide connected, or is it each factory runs on its own? Take the pill now? Oh, nope. Lankman? Lankman, wait! Okay, wow. The whole world. Oh, that's crazy. Like a software engineer in Japan. Like, was able to make, like, go in to the software, the servers, and help fix it. Wow. It's wonderful the amount of technology we have. No different from the world we grew up in. Oh, it desynchronized the data, and they had to manually synchronize it again so that production could continue. But hopefully it'll be easy to replace the one host computer that's dead, and the other one will just keep it running until you do. The grimy cellar had been abandoned for some time. A large section of the floor was worn away. The worn-away area had been conquered by a swarm of greasy black beetles. They wanted to hold my hand. Well, rather, they wanted to eat my hand. Each was about the size of a child's fist. They scuttled back and forth across the floor, slipping in and out of heavy cracks in the foundation. Looking at them made me feel quite nauseous. I sensed that the insects were probably dangerous, and as such should not be physically touched. I couldn't do that just then. Something on the floor. That section of the floor. And I can't tell if that's a corpse or just a pile of blood on the other side. Well, the tranquilizers aren't good for us. Maybe they're good for putting bugs the size of a child's fist to sleep. Another time and place. Oh, what about mixed pills with meat? Combine pills and meat. Combine pills with meat. Okay, that wasn't the right solution. Thanks to the band, I'm never sure how to spell the word now. Oh. At least 2 individuals had met with sticky ends down here. One of them had been almost completely picked clean by the beetles. The other I noticed, was heavily decayed, except for its hand, which was fresh and pink. I wondered if this had something to do with the puddle of water it was lying in. Oh, a storage accelerator card was what failed. Huh. So then hopefully it was just a matter of putting a new one of whatever those is in the dead host computer. There's water dripping there. It was almost as if the water was drawing me to it. Not like a scrabbling thing in my mind, like the chisel or the painting, but more like a beckoning siren. I couldn't help myself. I crouched down and dipped my hand in. It felt uncommonly refreshing, and brought an amount up to my lips, my unhygienic surroundings forgotten. A pleasant feeling of simultaneous coolness and warmth spread from my stomach. I realized that the water had some sort of rejuvenating effects. I had no explanation for this, but at the time I didn't care. I was beginning to feel in the back of my mind the familiar tickling sensation that indicated a reality shift, so I swiftly scooped a few drops of the liquid into my pill bottle, shaking it through the remaining pills. Oh, good. A small selection of storage boxes were no doubt full of useless trinkets were the only furniture. Is that a wine rack? It looks like one. The wine rack was severely understocked. The hotelier had no doubt been meaning to refill it. Only one bottle remained, a dusty green one. We've never had secret rooms behind wine bottle racks, have we? I saw no reason to take it. It was a recent vintage, but a not unpleasant one. They contained nothing but chipped crockery and old newspapers. I had no interest in them. Now we see the normal kitchen, a fridge. I had no interest in the hotel's food storage. The preparation counters were scrubbed clean. This was clearly a very efficient kitchen. You put smaller servers inside to manage the disks of the hard disks of your server, the many of them, and those are the accelerator cards. And they're a pain to deal with, I gather. Nothing was being cooked. The oven was switched off and free of grime. The emergency door refused to budge. It appeared to be jammed. Open cupboards. Look at pots. Look at knife. An array of kitchen utensils hung from a series of hooks on the north wall. I could fathom no use for any of the kitchen implements. So many places we've already been. Oh, Terry, it's you. Have you seen Siobhan? I was about to ask you that. What did you do to the girl? I hope you don't intend to seduce her away from my service. Abed, I need you to understand. You and I and Siobhan are all in critical danger. There is something evil in this hotel, and it's closing in fast. Mr. Railby, I have been over this hotel several times. Apart from us, there is absolutely nothing here. Please keep your fairy stories in the playroom where they belong. You're going to die soon, aren't you, Abed? What are you doing here, Professor? Just going over the display one more time for the showing. Although I have my doubts whether that's still going ahead, to be honest. I don't know where the hell the hotel staff has gone, but I'm sure they're all very amused by this clever prank they are playing on me. Unicorn. Do you know anything about an inn called the Unicorn?
Ah, you noticed my shingle. I picked it up as a curiosity at an antique fair a couple of years ago. Dates all the way back to the Elizabethan period, from what I understand. But I just can't find a buyer for the damned thing. I don't suppose you have any clients who might go for it.
Possibly.
Do I have your permission to examine it? Of course.
I may have to touch it to assess that texture.
By all means, do so. As long as you're not going to test its strength over your knee or anything.
Thank you for the contribution to the community challenge, Hairball. Really appreciate it.
That's funny. The host computer stopped being a computer for about a minute.
It was more complicated than that. Sorry about this lingering cough. I really thought it was gone, and then it's gotten worse again. But, thanks for the contribution, Toasty. Yeah, apparently so, Stock. It's I wonder if I got a second cold, or if it's just I was mostly over it, and then it was lingering, and then it got worse again. I don't bloody know. And how are you tonight, Stock? And Hairball, I saw your Discord message, and I will check to see if you've watch streaks in your channel next time you stream. Yeah, that's good that everything is safe and everything's sorted out for your setup now, Toasty. Shingle. I saw that earlier and was wondering what it was, but I can't really make it out that it's a unicorn. An ancient shingle from an establishment called the Unicorn was leaning against one of the tables. Could this have been the same unicorn mentioned by Jack Freyhorn? The buzzing in my ears that manifested as I inspected the shingle indicated so. The shingle's design was a simple one of a unicorn's head, in half profile, painted with average ability on a dark oak backing. As I pressed my fingertips to it, however, the design seemed to extrude from its backing like a hologram and seemed to draw closer until my vision was filled with wood grain and mediocre brushstrokes. I could vaguely detect the professor speaking to me on the very edge of hearing, but by the time I realized it, I was already gone. Somewhere in Wales, July 28th, AD 1581. Owen Somerset, a travelling merchant, was on his way back to his wife and family in London, having concluded some business dealings in Ceredigion. I do not really know how to pronounce Welsh names. Caught suddenly by a summer storm, he spied an inn by the side of the road, and marvelled at his good fortune. "Faith, 'tis an evil storm blights the sky tonight. I must have the Almighty on my side to find it myself so close to an inn as it broke out. Perhaps." The innkeeper seemed quite taciturn, but Owen was in a good mood, and was determined for it not to leave him. It was probably too late to continue riding. Even if the storm cleared, Owen decided to inquire after a room for the night. Talk to innkeeper. Owen had to be more specific and talk to the innkeeper about something. Bloody hell. Good evening, sir. Would it be possible to secure a bed for the night? Be a wiser man than I. Go from this place and never return. What? There is a curse upon this inn. I will not have an innocent doomed to the same fate as I. Ask again. I have plenty of gold to pay for my board. A devil cannot be bought off, my friend. What devil? What is the nature of this curse? The inn was built by my father 20 years ago. From the wood of a fallen oak he stumbled upon an island north of here. He noticed human bones scattered around. I did not heed them. This inn has been a curse on our bloodline ever since. Madness and death claims those who stay here. This time last year it claimed my father. Soon I am certain it shall claim me. And I assume I would leave normally, but since this all happened 500 years ago, I assume I'm going to stay. So why did you remain? I do not believe in fleeing from the mistakes of the past. If the Almighty wills that my family must pay for our errors, then this I accept. But I would not see another suffer for our sins. Leave now, before the shadows take you. Sir, I have little patience for fables, and even less for the riding after sundown in the middle of a downpour. Lend me a room, and I shall take the responsibility for my own well-being. You will insist. Not only will I insist, but I will pay whatever price you ask. Go then, take the upstairs room, and if you remain by the morrow, you shall pay nothing at all. By the Mori. Here. Owen doubted that he could have taken that with him. In other words, you no take candle. A slightly decorative wooden dresser stood in the corner. It was completely empty. It seemed to be only for show. Get in bed. Lie in bed? Owen lay himself down, intending only to test the bed's softness, but in his exhaustion he quickly succumbed to sleep. In the early hours of the morning, something jolted Owen from his slumber. A piercing sound? No. A piercing smell. The shadows wave. Oh no, it's coming out from the floor. Smell floor. The guest room of the Unicorn was a little bare but quite functional. 2 beds and a dresser were the only furniture, and a set of stairs the only exit. Oops. In the corner, smoke appeared to be rising from the floor. What are you thinking? Caught fire or innkeeper being roasted alive? Yeah, just a garden variety fire. A blaze had been set before the front door. By whom? The innkeeper. Take barrel. Owen was not in the mood for alcohol, and it hardly seemed the thing to quench the flames. Shout for help. Call for help. Talk to innkeeper. Look at window. The rain continued to pour down outside. Owen found the contrast quite warming. Owen saw no reason to engage in violence. Take mattress. Take sheet. Owen took the sheet with him, presumably for comfort. Hopefully we can smother the flames. It's weird, I saw... There's a little pixel in the dark. Or blaze, not flames. Smother flames with sheet. I don't want to get too close. I think that's about as close as I can get. Yeah. What in God's name? Oh, God. It's him. The innkeeper. What kind of... Who could have... Once again, I returned, disoriented from my vision. I was closing in on the source of the madness. The innkeeper had said that the wood came from a tree on an island. Could that have been Clanbronwyn Island? Given what I was seeing, it seemed a valid, if worrying, possibility. Besides that, it seemed I had no other leads. So what would I do? I was determined not to let the trail end there, if it were just a single clue. Trilby, I know you are following a trail. Go to the roof if you wish to proceed. Lenkman. Victim 2, the innkeeper. So is Lenkman the one who's been leaving these pages of the religious book for us? The second man who desired judgment was the innkeeper, who had bought the wood of the tree and built from it the house. The prince came to him and his guest, and he struck the innkeeper down, and the innkeeper knew the name of the king. And the prince turned to the innkeeper's guest, and he said, "You I shall not let live, for once before I made this warning, and still my soul aches with what is done to the wood that is my soul, and I will spare no man who injures me in this way." And the innkeeper's guest knew the name of the king. It's all to do with the wood. Wait, what's that? Oh, is that just the hotel register? Yeah. It was unadorned with papers or materials. A porcelain leg lay upon the desktop. Oh. Oh. We got to assemble the mannequin that's nailed to the wall in the, Nightmare Hotel. To get to the roof, is my guess. Oh, and there's a hand. Look at ground. Look around. It was a pleasant summer afternoon, with only a few clouds to add a picturesque feel to the clear blue sky. The beige frontage of the Clanbronwyn Hotel was to the north. Bizarrely, there was a porcelain hand laid out on the path in front of the main entrance. Hey, Broseph. Welcome in. Thank you so much. And how are you doing? Yeah, it's amazing how many friends I have, IRL friends who also watch Twitch. Why is it? The porcelain body parts were made with a truly obsessive care for detail. The ends where presumably the organ would connect to the rest of the body were painted a lurid red. Oh, good. Why can't I take it with me? If it was... Oh, thank you so much for the sub, Broseph. Really appreciate it. That's so kind of you. Yeah, I miss you guys back home. Hopefully I'll be able to come visit sometime this summer. Maybe we have to reassemble it one piece at a time? There's a lot of trekking back and forth. Oh, that's good. You would think that I would see blood on the wall and say, ah, that's good. Attach leg to mannequin. I replace the left leg. Sip water. Take pill. Hoping that. Because we soaked the pills in the water. Yeah, it works now. Oh. There's an arm on Siobhan's bed. Wait, is this Siobhan's room or is this? Yeah, maybe this isn't. I had no business breaking into a room of someone I didn't know. wonder if we can at least try and figure out where the other pieces are, even if we can only carry one at a time. Now this is hers. It's Abed's room. Oh, shit. How are we going to get out of here? Absolutely no grass or plant life remained in the yard. The floor was well trodden and muddy, blood spatters making a trail to some kind of sacrificial altar. Blood was pooled on top of the altar, evidence of the blasphemous rituals that had taken place here. Oops. An odd occult symbol was carved into the surface. 4 equilateral triangles arranged into a star, contained within a single large circle. Kind of looks like a trail. Oh, good. Usually it's like you have to walk out of the room for it to trigger. Yeah, that was... We've tried all of these. Assume. Yeah, just thought I'd try all of them. And since we can't... pull the part back until we switch to the Nightmare Hotel anyway. Still locked. Hello? Who's that? Oh, it's Abed. Oh, I see now. That's his white hair. Abed sat at the bar, somewhat the worse for drink. He appeared to be staring fixedly at a disembodied porcelain head in front of him. May I borrow that head, Professor? Oh, I see. You took one companion of mine away, and now you want to take another. Abed, it's just a head. What could you possibly need it for? You don't understand. No one understands me. Go get me a drink, then we'll talk. Okay, fine. I didn't drink. There was no bartender. I couldn't reach the bottles. So many things stood in my way of completing that simple request. Climb over bar. I can't use a cursor case to climb over the bar. And then maybe we'll have to get the, was it the green wine from the cellar? There we go again. I didn't think the hand would be there in this version, but other body parts? Only in the real hotel? I just heard a thump. It feeds. Let me just go back upstairs. I mean, wait. If we take a pill, we don't need to give the beetles more meat. He's really putting away those tranquilizers, even if it's the water doing the work now. I took the wine. Perhaps this would appease the drunken professor upstairs. Since I'm here. Still jammed. Making sure there are no mannequin parts hidden in here. Open fridge door, I should specify. Don't see any body parts. I don't see any. It looks like part of the mannequin here either. What is Abed not telling us? Professor, where's he gone now? He's taken the mannequin head with him. Try again. It's not a hand, it's an arm. Oh, but thank goodness we got it. Yeah. This game's more forgiving than some of those text adventures we've tried. See if he returned to his room. There's still one leg we need to find. Wait. He's on the second floor, right? Well, whatever, we'll unload a couple of body parts while we're here. Great. Now all she needs is her head and one neck, right? Okay, this is mine, right? Is something on? Is that just the telephone? Yeah. Look at dress. Okay, it is the phone. Let's see, where could he have gone? I haven't tried this door, but I assume. Right. Or to assemble her in the nightmare world to open it in the real world. I'm beginning to see how Clabony L works. Let's try back in the conference hall. Yeah. Just making sure I'm not missing the mannequin arm against the bright floor and walls. Yeah, right. God, how messed up that place was in this version of the hotel. Defunct arcade machine. Could he have wandered outside? Could he have wandered down the fire escape? Or gotten into Beth Ann's office? think we've looked out here since we last saw him. No body parts out here either. Let's try all the doors again. Oh, what? Where am I? Oh. It wasn't real. Nice. This game throws some surprises at you. It's not in one of these rooms. Standard room. It's a bag, isn't it? Perfectly ordinary. Alright. The hotel room was pleasant, but had apparently been built in the times before ensuite bathrooms. The sofa and bed were competing pinks, a small desk was provided, and the television sat on the opposite counter. And we've tried to watch television, and Trilby says no. Where have I not been? They looked at the kitchen in normal mode. Right, because I was looking for body parts in the fridge and oven. And here we go again. In case we need to lure the beetles or something else. It's jammed in this version too. Just in case I miss a step and die. Oh, I get it now. Those are bones. It's like a skeleton in the beetle pit. I don't see any reason to mess around here, though. Look at the skeleton. Here. sign on the door just says cellar. Really don't see a mannequin leg here. Yeah, everything accounted for. The arcade machine broken. Wait. There's something. That's not like a sheet of paper at the top of the shelf behind the bar, is it? Yeah. Close to the point where I think I should look up a hint. I've tried knocking before. Nothing we can do with it. Yeah, I probably should look up a hint, because I've been through the whole hotel, and A, we're missing one leg, and B, I don't know where his name Abed is. Keep a walkthrough handy. I've learned my lesson. Okay, this walkthrough is very bare bones. Where are we? Open door. Sorry, what? I mean, did the game give us... We're supposed to drink the cola at a certain point? Did the game give us some hint and I totally missed that? Mm-hmm. Speedy Cola, a highly effective energy drink. I usually steer clear of caffeine. It tends to make me agitated. I took a swig of the beverage. I could almost feel the caffeine starting to heat up my brain. He shifted. There was nothing I could do for him, save allow him to rest in peace. Say he's... Oh, wait. Oh no, I think the tall man ripped off his head and jammed the mannequin head on his neck. I pulled the head out of the stump, trying not to think about the wet, cracking noise this caused. It's not... I'm not sure if that was his shoe or a mannequin leg behind the stool. We need to be in this version of the hotel. Attach head. Still missing one leg. I know it was this one. I guess the tall man always, in this hotel, takes them to an alternate version to kill them. Or their corpses end up there anyhow. Take bag. Unzip bag. Search bag? Okay. Just trying to make sure it's not the places where the leg could be hidden. Definitely not here. No. Climb ladder. And here we are again. So I haven't searched the rooms in the nightmare version. Oh, interesting. Can't enter Siobhan's room in the nightmare realm. Man. Not man. Is. I mean, yeah, she's definitely missing a leg. But I've been all through here in normal mode, but where have we not been in nightmare version since I started the search? I'm just scanning for anything that's changed. Store still jammed. Yeah. I sensed that the impacts were probably dangerous and as such were not physically be touched. I don't need a little water. Is there any reason to be here about it? arcane symbol. I was wondering if taking the head triggers the last leg or something. Yeah, I should probably. Just looking up where it is because we got the leg from the lobby. Okay. It's in Beth Ann's office. Okay, that's what it is. I didn't tell it to. I didn't explicitly tell the game to use the lockpick. So that's me being dumb. I don't know why I thought that I would apply the lockpicks automatically when it was possible. Maybe I tried it last stream, but now is when the game will allow you to. I had encountered far stronger locks in my time. I proceeded to open it within 10 minutes. Oh, there's the leg on the shelf. The air in the hotel office was swimming with dust. The proprietors clearly felt that record-keeping was more of a formality than a necessity. In the corner of the room was a diminutive but sturdy steel safe. Ah, yes. I know what's in there. I hadn't had cause to crack safes for some time, but my hands instantly went into automatic, the thieving mindset returning like an old friend. When the job was done and the safe opened, my nostalgia faded into puzzlement when I found it empty. Just for once, I'd like to crack a safe that actually contained something. Is that so much to ask? There was virtually nothing on the desk, and it lacked a chair. Obviously, very little work was actually done here. Useless piles of hotel maintenance paperwork and correspondence, no doubt. Yeah, same thing. Is that a board on the wall? So then. Who's got the idol? Either way. It is weird feeling that Lenkman is using us. time doesn't work the same way, just thinking about how. Patch leg. The body was intact. For reasons I couldn't explain, I sensed that something had changed back in the real world. Oops. Sorry, he said something else, but I was trying to walk. Take a pill. I took another pill. Everything was calm and silent. The voices had stopped. I rather missed them. They sounded more pleasing to the ear than my footsteps. Time to restore our health, Streets of Rage style. I should save. Hello. Black Dahlia. Oh, Black Dahlia. Welcome in. Is that a... Are you named after that horror adventure from the 90s, Black Dahlia? Or just the actual murder? Oh, Candace, nice to meet you. Wait. Oh no, I'm sorry. I know you IRL. So it took me a minute because I've seen that spelling of Black Dahlia somewhere before. Well, nice to see you, Candace. How are you? Didn't know you were on the Twitch too. Beautiful view. Oh, you can see the countryside and the water. The view was amazing. I could see the entire island, including the tiny port village I had arrived at. I toyed with the idea of making a distress signal, but it would probably go unnoticed. Oh, and say hi to Stefan, too. I appreciate that. Most of the roof seemed to be sectioned off by a metal fence. Just about the only feature within reach was a piece of paper held down by a stone. Oh, I thought it was a piece of meat on a plate. Take paper. Clanbronwyn Island, July 28th, AD 1501. So 80 years before the unicorn. A sturdy tree, this. It took us from dawn to dusk, but we finally have it down. I'm tired, Father. Was indeed clever of us to investigate this island, eh, boy? I had never seen such a gigantic oak, nor do I expect to again. But its wood shall keep us in the business of carpentry for years to come. Father, look at those stones. Do you think there was once a house here? It matters not. Why must you always look everywhere but at what matters? This is your... Father? Is something troubling you, Father? Will be fun. Stone. Throw stone at all. What? Where am I? I must have shifted into the dark world during the vision. Trilby! Siobhan? Oh, thank God. I thought I was all alone. What happened to you? I don't know. After you knocked me out in the room, I woke up and everything was like this. The hotel's ruined. There's blood everywhere. I saw this horrible man. Tall, thin, long black cloak. No. Enough to know you're lucky to be alive. He didn't notice me, so I ran up here to hide. How did you get past the door? What door? Trilby, what the hell is going on? I told you what would happen if you followed me into the shadows. This isn't your problem. Take these. What are these? Tranquilizer pills. Take one. When you calm down, the hotel will go back to normal. Won't you need them? I don't need to run away anymore. Trilby, wait. Where are you going? I have enough now. I know where the wood came from. Perhaps I can find a way to end this. So I was right. The cursed wood came from Clanbronwyn Island. But what good does the knowledge do me? Wait a second. I never got around to reading that letter I took from under the rock. Trilby, I am very close to ending this. Meet me at the hotel basement. I must show you my discovery. Lengthen. The other page has another of those religious papers. The Book of Victims. Victim 1. The Woodcutter. The first of those against whom the prince sought vengeance was the woodcutter, he who had held the axe that first felled the tree. The prince came to him and his son, and he struck the woodcutter down, and the woodcutter knew the name of the king. And the prince turned to the woodcutter's son, and said, You I shall let live, for you are young and one of the innocent, and that you may go among your people and tell them of what I will wrought. And the woodcutter's son fled, and told all of what he had seen, but the men of technology are arrogant, and his words were unheeded. So no way to get back to the normal hotel now. Gotta be at the end of the game. It's good timing because I must get to bed. And we're to work tomorrow. I mean, not that I would normally, but... Ha! The tutorial's almost over. Now the real game begins. The first 3 games in the series were tutorials for the 4th game. The beetles are gone. What? I like retro games. Oh. The hole seemed to lead into some kind of tunnel that gradually expanded into an underground cavern. I looked in and I thought I saw Emily Hartwood, getting swallowed by a 50-ton worm that she could not have known was there. Oh shit, did it pull that shit again? Stop. I'll be damned, there was that ding. So yeah, chat's frozen again, oh well. Fortunately, we're almost at the end of the stream. I'll fix that one fine day. One fine day. That's a chiffon song. Crawl into hole. Climb into hole. Oh dear. Right. Cut. It's like we're phasing back and forth from reality to the nightmare realm. It's got the arcane symbol. So this must be the oak tree. This was it. I was certain. The remains of the tree that Boy and his father cut down. Its wood being later used to construct an inn, a harpsichord, a shipping crate, and an idol. Well, I could feel that same scrabbling in my mind that I had felt just before all of my visions. This time it was the stump itself that seemed to be beckoning me closer. Let me see if I can take one of those chains, though, from they appear. Look at that chain. I spotted some chains hanging from the walls that came and went with the dark world. Perhaps the cave had been used for rituals. Okay. Touch stump. Clanbronwyn Peninsula, July 28th, 55 BC. Cabadath, a Celtic druid, awaits the return of his friend and colleague, Gulden, who brings news of an invasion of Angles. Invasion of Anglesey by the Roman Suetonius Partimus, I think. Oops. Sorry, I just moved my chat overlay by mistake. Thank God it has an option to reset the window. Having fallen out of favor with his fellows for certain radical beliefs and activities, Cabadath lives in solitude in this remote forest clearing and prefers not to travel himself. Cabadath, Gulden, you bring news. The foreigners have landed. They could not be deterred by our sorcery. All is lost. Oh, certain are you? They are making their way across the land, eliminating resistance. Even you, out here, will be brought down within days. I'm sorry, Cabadath. And the great druids of Anglesey bow so easily to this brash foreign power. Do not hang your head yet, my friend. Perhaps the activities for which I was ostracized could yet spell an answer. What are you talking about? You know of my dealings with the ethereal realm. I know what you claim, that there exists some otherworldly territory populated by demons and creatures of magic, and that you, Cabadath, can somehow commune with these creatures. Come inside, and I shall explain. The room we flashed to. Cabadath, what is this madness? In my dealings with the ethereal realm, I have learned of many powerful demons and elementals. But there is one spoken of only reluctantly, a beast possessing of awesome power. You plan to summon a demon? The most terrible of them all, who strikes fear into even the most unflappable creatures I have spoken with. A pain elemental, indeed the only pain elemental, ruler of a desolate wasteland where none venture, an invulnerable, hugely potent beast that feeds on the agony of others. And today is his day, the day when the boundaries between the realms weaken and he glimpses our world. To bring him through at that point should be simple. Even if you could conjure such a thing, how would you have it defend our land? I have such much knowledge in the ways of magic. With the correct bindings, any demon can be forced to my will. I completed the preparations while I waited for your return. All that remains is the summoning. Cabadath, it pains me to see you build your hopes on such nonsense. Be silent and watch. You shall see your nonsense soon enough. In this hall of death, and by the light of Belemnus' gift, I summon you. I bring you gifts to mark your path. I feed you with pain. I call you with madness. I summon you with the greatest loss. And I bind you by your true name, Chzo. By the gods, I have reached out to you through the void, Chzo. I command you by your true name. Show yourself. Cabadath, please, stop this. Show yourself. It's huge. It is larger than I had anticipated. But Chzo must obey the rules of magic. It is bound. I can command it. No! It is far more powerful than I thought. Golden, help me. Forgive me, Cabadath. No! Golden, I beg you, don't let it take me alive. Chzo, of course, had no use for meat. It feeds on pain. It does not kill its prisoners. Cabadath's agony was a particularly rare morsel, and Chzo ensured it would last. His soul was placed inside an oak sapling on the site of his old home to grant his body immortality. For 5 centuries, as the tree grew, he knew torment beyond even his most depraved imaginings. By then his body was warped, and his mind long fallen into soulless dementia. He was Chzo's, utterly and completely his slave. Trilby, Siobhan, you were supposed to leave. I couldn't. I just... Abid, the professor, he's dead. I know. He was killed by the shadows. Just like they will kill you if you don't get away from here. What is this place? This cave is the center of the reality shift. The stump is what's causing it all. How? It is a vessel for the soul of the tall man. The acolyte of Chzo. Lenkman. Nice to see a friendly face. Amazing, isn't it? Of all the things Sir Roderick could have used to murder his son, he chose that idol. Placing the soul of John Defoe into the wood alongside Cabadath's. Infusing the poor retard with Chzo's magic, allowing him to come back infinitely more powerful than before. Certainly pretty lucky. Lucky. Chzo had to wait 2,000 years for that opportunity. The opportunity to blend magic and science in a single entity. The opportunity to create the bridge. What are you talking about? The bridge between the realms, over which Chzo will cross into our universe and purify mankind. Our order has waited 200 years for the prophecy to be fulfilled. You're not with the Ministry of Occultism. Who are you? 200 years ago, the prophet Jack Freehorn founded the Order of Blessed Agonies. Since then, we have grown and watched and waited. It was only in recent years that the events foretold in the Book of Chzo began to occur. It mentioned John Defoe, and it mentioned you. Me. You were the one prophesied to guide the Bridgekeeper to his destiny. But you didn't finish the job. All the aspects of John Defoe had to be destroyed to create the bridge. Body, mind, and soul. You only destroyed his body. His soul and mind remained. Had I known about this, I wouldn't even have done that. That will truly disappoint my superiors. They were quite adamant that I should try to persuade you to join our cause and fulfill your foretold duty. Is that why you were helping me? They thought if I guided you through your visions and showed you the appropriate passages from our holy books, you'd understand that the prophecy is real. You honestly believed I'd join some insane cult just because you handed me some leaflets? Personally, no. A knife in my gut brought an explosion of ice-cold agony. I heard the pitter-patter of my blood on the rocky floor. Pain, surprise, and my exhaustion went together to cause immediate unconsciousness. I woke to find myself splayed upon the slab, blood still slowly leaking from my wound. In my injured state, I could barely move my limbs. My limbs refused to respond, and I was as weak as a newborn. Lank man. Oh God, you're awake. I was afraid you would miss this. What are you doing? After our staggering ineptitude in Defoe Manor, yours, the Order needed to nudge things along. We needed a connection to Chzo to help administrate his coming. And today might be the only opportunity we will have all year to summon the tall man. We're going to bring that thing into our world with a standard ritual of blessed agonies and an offering. After he takes your life, he will be grateful to us, and then he will guide us to our destiny. Hey, Ruby, why did you save me? What if I'm already dead by the time he gets here? He won't be. Men like you, Trilby, die on their own terms. They don't weakly let their life slip away from one measly life wound. Hush now. Kabadath is coming. I call thee, Kabadath, to the wood that is your soul. I call thee from the north. From my position, I can only see a small portion of the one wavering tavern. I could see the idol of John Defoe in the stump beside me, and my bloody waistcoat button discarded in the corner. Oh shit, that was a raid! Thank you so much, Ruby. I'm so sorry. My OBS is kind of in a Walking Dead state and it's crashed. Welcome in, everybody, and Old School Jay. Thank you so much. We're right at the climax of the game here. Have you played this one before, Ruby? And welcome in, everybody. I'm Purblind Gamer. I play a lot of horror adventures, and we're just about at the end of the third game in the 5 Days a Stranger series. Oh, you played them before, Old School J. Yeah, I loved 5 Days a Stranger especially, and then 7 Days a Skeptic, but this is my first playthrough of Trilby's Notes. I thought there only were 4 in the series. Ooh, you were playing Gabriel Knight too. I've heard that's wonderful. Are you enjoying it, Ruby? Okay. So we're stabbed and tied to this tree stump. And we're trying to prevent this guy from summoning a demon, basically. Yeah, my pleasure. With my other senses, I could detect the presence of Siobhan and the redoubtable Linkman. My attempts to move only made things worse. I felt a stab of pain, and something snapped behind my eyes, filling my vision with spots. Siobhan, are you there? She's here, but she can't answer you. She has nothing to do with this, Linkman. Let her go. On the contrary, it is important all 3 of us be here. It is a part of the ritual. I did not consider that a relevant topic of conversation. I call thee from the past. I call thee from the south. I assume I can't move left again. I was losing blood steadily. My arms and legs were limp and unresponsive. I couldn't move. The ritual's not going to work if I'm dead. Not yet, but I was pretty close. It was becoming harder and harder to breathe. Air rattled in and out of my lungs like a buzzsaw. Reality flits from realm to realm, tormented, confused. End this madness that we might bring thee to us. Can't speak. End it, Commandant. My vision was clouding up around the edges. It seemed like my stubborn will was the only thing keeping me alive. Body, mind, and soul. I died. I present thee with the guide,
failed in his duty for thee to judge. Come.
No, Trilby can't really be dead.
Come.
What? He's dead. No, that's not possible. Master, please, no, no. Ah! Trilby? Go back, Trilby. You cannot rest yet. There's still work to be done. There we go. Trilby, say something. What? You're alive. My God, I didn't even know if I was doing it properly. But I did it. You're alive. Where's Lenkman? That tall man took him. He did something horrible to him. And then he took him away. Where's my waistcoat? Shh, don't talk. I've already called for an ambulance. Let's get you back upstairs. Wait, see that wooden idol? Yes? Bring it with us. Wrap it tightly in clothes and bring it with us. Don't let it touch your bare skin. Okay. It's a really good game, Ruby. And now it sits across from me. The reality shift has cleared up, and we were free to leave. An STP cleanup crew arrived with an ambulance. No trace of Abed or the hotel staff was found. Officially, they've been classified as unexplained disappearances. Lenkman and the tall man seem to have also vanished, which does not surprise me in the least. Siobhan signed the official Secrets Act, and last I heard is staying with her parents to recuperate. Oh, thanks, Ruby. Let me... Here, I can take that down a hair. I'm reading it. But yeah, this is the third game in the series, and it's sort of a bridge between the events of the first game and the second game, and explains a lot of the lore. It's a really great series if you enjoy horror games. There. That should be a bit quieter. I can't remember if I said, I hope you're enjoying Gabriel Knight 2, Ruby. Oh, it looked like such a fun game. Which just leaves me to write up my notes with the idol that haunts my dreams gazing at me from across my desk. Every instinct in my being wants to burn it to ashes and grind them into the dirt. But I do not. Oh, that's good to hear. Lenkman spoke of a prophecy, that the destruction of John Defoe's soul would somehow help him and his order summon their dark god. So if I destroy the idol, they win. But what else can I do? I certainly can't keep it. I know from experience that it leaks malevolent influence like a broken pipe leaks water. The only other option is to hide it. But where can I hide such a thing and ensure that it is never found again by human hands? I shall have to think about this. Trilby, July 29th, 1997. the fulfillment of the prophecy continues. The ritual for the summoning of Chzo will go ahead. Even as been set, everything that has been set in motion cannot be stopped. We have the blood of the guide. Now we must wait, and prepare. So Lankman was the guide, and Kabadath was carrying his torso. At this time there came a man from the island of technology, and though his wisdom was great and his power advanced, he had the willfulness of his fellows, and so he was the arrogant man. And so on the 28th day of the 7th month of the year of the arrogant man, the king gazed upon the land of technology and saw the arrogant man, who spake thus: O king, I beseech you, for the land has become corrupt without your benevolent hand, and all darkness seeks to envelop us all. I demand of you to cross the border between our lands and make things right, for my power is great, and I have it in my power to control one even as great as you. And the king was rightly amused, for what the arrogant man's power was indeed great, the king's power was greater still. And the king said, I will not submit myself, for firstly my power is greater than yours, and not yours to command. Secondly, while my capabilities are many, it is impossible for me to enter the land of technology, for the border is a dark and treacherous ocean I cannot will away. But I will do this for you, O arrogant man, for all the bigness of your head, you are still small enough to be spared the rigors of the dark ocean. I shall rescue you from the darkness in the land of technology, and you shall live in my household, and here you will learn humility. And as the king said it, so it was so, and the arrogant man crossed the ocean to the house of the king, where he was brought before his majesty, who said, Now you must repay me for the sight of your arrogance caused me, for despite your insult I love you as I love every man and beast, and you must learn to take that love into your heart. And then the king took the body and mind of the arrogant man and separated them from his soul, and this he placed in the tree in the land of technology, and with this action he announced, Now you are the tree, and the tree is you, and the wood is your soul. With this gift of separation of your body, you shall not wither or die throughout your lessons. But should any man interfere with the tree that is your soul, on the day that is mine, I shall send my power to confront them and strike them down with fitting vengeance. And then he touched the arrogant man and filled his heart with his warming love, and the arrogant man became the prince and knew the name of the king. And the prince and the court of the king bowed down and wept, and sang with great praise the name of the king, for great and generous was his wisdom. The Books of Chzo, the Book of the Prince, Chapter 2. That's Lankman, isn't it? And I think that's the end. Really excellent. Just as I expected it would be. Was this released? About 20 years now. Close. Oh, it's Abed and the mannequin head. Thanks, Doc. Nice, we get a curtain call of all the characters. Android Ferrari. Now there's a name for you. Everyone who demanded another Trilby game. And I imagine there were lots of people who demanded it. Stop reading, yes. Oh, that was fun. Ah, there we are. But, yeah, so I realized I didn't give you guys a full welcome in the raid, but I really do appreciate it, and it's great to have all you guys here for the climax of the game. But I was distracted by, and also I didn't realize it was a raid at first because my alerts are down again. We'll have to work on that. Yeah, OBS has some problem. But you said you'd played it before, Old School Jay. Had you played any of the 5 Days a Stranger games, Ruby? There. And they're good, and as I was telling people last stream, I played the first game as like my second ever test stream, and I played the second game in the series for my 100th stream. So, last weekend I started playing this one for my 500th stream. Wonder what I'll do when I get to 1,000. It's really fun. Like world that he's created. And yeah, how he kind of keeps building on it, and fits this game so perfectly in between the first and the third one, which, yeah, kind of makes me see the ending of the second game in a new way. Between the first and the second one, I meant. And yeah, the text parser was pretty forgiving usually. There were only a couple of times it confused me, and only a couple of times I needed to look up hints. I honestly wasn't clear on what the point of the cola was. I only drank some of it because I saw it mentioned in the walkthrough. And I forgot to, with the new redemptions, I forgot to require text to be entered, but we just got a redemption for, what is the baby getting for her birthday? Well, yeah, it's my baby sister's birthday coming up, so, and she doesn't watch my streams, so here's what she's getting for her birthday, because her fiance got her a Switch last year. That means I can start giving her Switch games again, or I can start giving her Switch games. So she's getting Spyro Reignited, which is the original trilogy, but re-released and remastered. I love it that they're doing that. It's like they did with the Crash Bandicoot, the first 3 games. It was easier for people to buy them and play them on modern systems. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection. Which, yeah, and this is what Switch games look like. They're very small. And this one is apparently a compilation of all the all the arcade games, or the 80s and 90s arcade games, and the Super Nintendo and Genesis games. I assume the Genesis, because they said it's 13, and I think 13 games, and I was trying to think, is there only 3 NES games, and like 2 Genesis games, and 2 or 3 SNES games? I don't know what else. I assume they have like the arcade games. And this is what the other one looks like, and has some kind of insert. Advertising, funny enough, Crash. Like Crash Team Racing, that was a PSX game too. But hey, Captain Thaco, welcome in. Yeah, well, yeah. I say my baby sister because she's yeah, get it? Not as young as she used to be. This is like her, You're joking, right? I was like, damn. No, fortunately, it's just an advertisement. But, yeah. Apparently my baby sister is now, what, 26, 27? And threatening to get married? Preposterous. Well, I'll send her a, I don't know. I'll send her a Dragon Tales VHS. Yeah. Maybe some Arthur. She'll like that. Thank you for the redemption. It's very rare that I get to show off such modern games, because usually if I'm showing off games, it's something I'm playing. And that means it's usually old, because I collect old games. And because a lot of new games aren't released on physical media. Which is a different sort of nightmare than the one we just played through. Let's see. I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up. As for what's coming up on stream, I don't know if we're going to do a bonus stream this week where I read more of Crater's Gold as an audiobook. But I do, it would probably be Tuesday, and we'll see how I feel and whether I'm less congested and finally stop coughing. Because I don't want to be coughing a lot while I'm trying to read an audiobook. And on Wednesday, we'll continue Doom, the reboot, which we're making slow progress on. We die a lot. And next Saturday, we're going to do the 2 games that we were going to do yesterday for Short Horror Saturday, which one of them some people say is extremely disturbing, and one of them some people say is one of the scariest games, which I'm sure is all a bit of an exaggeration, but they look like they'll be a good time. And next Sunday, I don't know. And I know we need to finish Bruxina Luana, but also we need to start a new game. Some other adventure game. Or, God, I wonder if I should start Resident Evil 2 next week. I know I've been saying I was going to play that for a little while. About a year. Shut the fuck up, Airplane Lion! It was only 10 months. It's not a miscalculation. He knows exactly what he's doing. Yeah, I guess that's about everything, but I would definitely recommend you guys play this series. And Modern Box. And we just got a redemption for Trigger, a box game giveaway. Okay. Which is, do I have it right here? Blasted Heath, hold on a moment. No, this is actually perfect because I haven't actually shipped the games that people won in the my 500th stream last week, so make a trip to the post office sometime soon, next couple of days. And thank you for the contribution to the community challenge, Captain Thaco. How are you doing tonight? So, the way we do game giveaways here is anybody in chat can participate, but I have on this piece of paper a number between 1 and 100. Everybody can guess, and whoever's guess is closest to the number on this piece of paper wins the game. And so, yeah, guess away, and we'll show it off. You haven't guessed yet, Stock. And so the game is Dawn of Aces 2. Oh no, but I'll show it off too. I think there were a couple of different releases of Dawn of Aces, but when I tried to look it up on Moby Games, they don't specifically have Dawn of Aces 2, so maybe they sort of retconned the releases? I don't know. Dawn of Aces. Explore a perilous World War I adventure. I always thought World War I games are really cool. I trying to think if I've ever played like a retail game that, well, 3D game that had them. I know I've played some old arcade game. And, ooh, 1 free month online play. Let's see what's in this retail small box. Oh. It hasn't actually been opened. Yeah, well. Fuck it, we ball. We're going to open this box right now. I don't think this is like a super rare collectible game. It's like, you can probably buy it for $10 or something. I am the end user. The one who opened it. Artyom Havoc would be proud. I was saying that the box kind of got crushed, but nobody had ever opened it until me. And okay, it looks like it's not super exciting as these retail small boxes often aren't. Damn, there's not even like a warranty card or anything. What year is this? Ooh, it's a dual boot CD-ROM. This works on Windows and Mac. God, I'm trying to find the year. Okay, Windows 95, 98 only. Well, if y'all don't put like a year, and then it's not copyrighted. Somebody paid $4.99 for this on Markdown. But yeah, all that's in the box is the CD. Oh, and it has the CD key as a sticker on the back. Yeah, sure. I'll give you a refund stock. I'm covering up the CD key. Not that I think that's actually of any importance other than letting you install it. But if nobody wants to guess on it, then I don't know. Maybe I'll give it to Goodwill. I'll put it in a treasure chest at MagFest. I could try and play it. See if it works, but I don't know to what degree it's more like a flight sim and what degree it's a more arcadey sort of flight game. Play. Oh, if I play the game, you think it'll increase the value? Oops. But, yeah. The World War I game I want to play is Snoopy versus the Red Baron, which I have a copy of the PC version, and so far I haven't had luck getting it to work. I'll, work towards that again later. Oh, you played Snoopy versus the Red Baron, Captain Thacko? I saw Tondagasa, I think it was, streaming it, but he might have been streaming the like PlayStation 2 version or something. But that was one of my favorite songs, like back in high school, because I was back in high school when it first came out. Not really. Yeah, I know. Like, everybody loves Snoopy, and I've heard some people say that Snoopy versus the Red Baron is legitimately like a pretty good game. But Oh, wow. It's weird. I think I actually got it from a used video game store when I was visiting California back in 2010 or something, and here I am living in California. And I think I got it the same day that I got a couple of Carol Reed games, and God, what else did I get from that store? I know I got a VHS of Inherit the Wind, but then I gave it away and I've never actually seen the movie. Whatever. I'm sure if I were back home looking through all my computer games, I'd be like, oh, and I also got that one there, and I got that one there. Maybe I didn't go too hog wild that time. I miss used video game stores. I know there are some kicking around here. But I guess with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up for the night, because... Okay, one story and we'll wrap up, because we had a redemption for what's your excuse for not streaming yesterday? As you know, I try not to cancel streams too often. So last night I was sitting in front of my computer. It was later than I would like. I had planned, I decided which games we were going to play, test them to make sure they worked, and I started typing on Twitter my announcements. Hey, we're going to play Calming Time and what's the other one? Not Midnight Nowhere. It's got Midnight in the title. And then I feel and hear this pop in my pocket and hear this whoosh. And I'm like, for a moment, I'm like, shit, did I put like a small bottle of carbonated wine or a soda can in my pocket? Oh yeah, I guess I did. There's like, and I can just see the, like white mist pouring out of my pocket as though it's like sometimes when you open a bottle of cold champagne, and then I'm like, but I didn't have anything in my pocket. The only thing I have in my pocket are my cards and a little cash and my cell phone. Oh dear. Because then I started to notice a little bit of heat, and I got a whiff of the smoke. Because it kept pouring out. This was clearly billows of white smoke coming out of my pocket. And I'm like, that smells like it is doing some damage to my lungs. And about this time, the fire alarms started going off. And so I stand up and try to unbutton my pants and get them off. Unbutton them because, these are a really good pair of pants. And I've only worn them like 6 times. You don't normally find pants this nice, even at the good thrift stores, for $12. Now I finally get them unbuttoned, because I figure once I sort this cell phone problem out, I'm not going to tear the button off the pants. That would damage them. But I get them off, and I pull my pants off, and they're starting to get a little warm, and the white smoke is still coming out, and it does not smell nice. At this point, I'm like, well, I should probably get the source of the smoke out of the apartment before the sprinklers come on, because already the alarm is going like, there is a fire, there is a fire. So I run to the window in the next room, push the screen out a little bit, and hold my pants out the window. Try not to think about what the neighbors think if they see me. And then I begin to feel the pull on my pants, and I look, which are still pretty warm, and I'm seeing, yes, my cellular phone is burning through my pants as it melts. And pretty soon it burns all the way through my pants and falls to the pavement 3 stories below. Mostly stopped smoking at this point, in a shower of Metro cards and state IDs and $10 bills. Unfortunately, there's only one $10 bill. So, yeah. I believe the technical term is a thermal runaway event, which is a nice way of saying that my battery popped and overheated to ridiculously dangerous amounts and, melted my phone and my pants. The pants are not salvageable. And I suppose I'm kind of lucky, because it could have melted my flesh too, and it could have started a fire. Actually, So, yeah, I looked it up online. There's approximately a 1 in 10 million chance that your battery for your cell phone is going to do that. 1 in 10 million. The odds are in my favor. I'm going to buy lottery tickets tomorrow. You know, I am lucky because it's could have gone worse in so many ways. Like, I could have been burned. It could have started a fire. Triggered sprinklers. Sometimes I leave my cell phone on my bed if that happened when it was on my bed. Yeah. We'd be looking at a fire. Plus my nice new mattress would have been ruined. Or if it had been sitting on my desk charging right near my computer, I think I might have missed more than one stream. Oh yes. That is why I missed stream yesterday. But don't you guys worry too much about your cell phone batteries spontaneously popping and burning and melting through your clothes while it's in your pocket. It's pretty rare. Yeah. Yeah, I have life without a cell phone for a couple weeks while I try and get a replacement. Living like mid-2000s. Yeah, that was enough adventure for one weekend. Let's see who we're going to raid. Raid. Ah. Yeah, I know. It sounds like a story from a movie, but nope. That was my life. My wild and wonderful life. We did both of them not that long ago. Is... Oh my god, someone's actually playing Shove It. That's a real thing. I'm not just being rude. It's things I could get away with back in the 90s. Well, yeah, but it's like I could have... I normally wouldn't, but it's like sometimes if I'm taking it out of the refrigerator or out of the pantry and transport it somewhere, I might slip it into... Probably if it was a small can. But that's just what I think, because, when you feel and hear the pop and then the fizzing or sizzling, it's kind of like, well, what else would you think just happened? I mean... And I've never heard, a cell phone battery critically overheat before, so I was trying to relate it to sounding like something that I knew. Oh, I haven't rated... Japanese weirdness is Sconebone playing. Yeah, let's raid Cobra Commander. We haven't raided her in a bit, I think. And she's playing Metal Gear Solid, which I actually have a copy of out there. I gotta play through that one of these days. Apparently it's one of the greatest games ever made. If I can manage the raid. Yeah, well, it's a remake of the classic NES game Metal Gear, so... Or remake or reboot or continuing or something. They didn't do that quite as often back in those days. They still did it. Oh yeah, modern, like PlayStation 1 specifically. That's bizarre. Why is it showing her if she's not online? Oh, maybe because I haven't. I don't know how Stream Manager and browser work sometimes. There we go. She gonna end soon? Yeah, she's been going for a while. Yeah, she's still playing. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, so should have time to raid her. Very good. And then I gotta stuff some food down my gullet and get to bed. Seems awkward to... Does it mean start preparing for the raid? Sorry. So much easier to do it from within OBS. What Airplane Line thinks about the incident. Hey, Airplane Line, what do you think about the whole thermal runaway incident? Well, maybe if you bought a more expensive phone with a warranty, this wouldn't happen. Oh, you're saying it's my fault? I mean, you do have a cheap government-issued phone. Oh, so you're saying it's the United States government's fault? I'm saying shit happens and maybe you should stop being such a Scrooge and buy yourself an iPhone 12. And I'm saying maybe you should... Shut the fuck up, Airplane Lion! Do I look like I can afford an iPhone 12? Well, you were able to afford Switch games for your little sister's birthday. Yeah, well, I was also able to afford that carne asada that you ate last night. Maybe I won't be able to afford that so much if I buy an iPhone 12. Yeah. Actions have consequences, Airplane Lion. It's like the action of me having a phone in my pocket has the consequences of, well, an event that makes me not want to have phones in my pocket. Okay. Seems to be working now. Okay, good. There. Well, thank you guys again for enjoying this wonderful horror game with me and hanging out afterwards and listening to me prattle on about my life. And all the support you guys give me. And for the new follows tonight, too. And the raids. And you guys can find me on Twitter and MySpace, where I post stream announcements and random stuff. And you can find VODs of my past streams up on YouTube. So I hope everybody has a good night. Be careful what trees you cut down, and don't trust your electronic devices. They may be trying to kill you. And say hi to Cobra Commander, and I'll see you guys on, if not Tuesday, then Wednesday.